Muted. What do you want me to say, though? It's December. The Chicago Blackhawks don't have double-digit wins. This win did not get them to double-digit wins. And here we are. It's December, and the Blackhawks don't have double-digit wins, and the Rangers just lost to that team, and didn't even just lose. They got spanked. Losing to bad teams happens, but you could tip your cap if Arvid Soderblom played the game of his life and you just lose because of that. Like, wow, Soderblom, you just tip your cap. Great goaltending. They had all the high danger chances in the world. You tip your cap to them. But nope. Nope, not here. Not in these parts with this team. There is nothing to save this team. I'm tired of even trying to pretend there's some silver lining in all this. There's some optimism in all this. There's no answer. And I don't know what you do. Because you extended the goalie to an $11.5 million deal. There's no going back. You have to try to compete. Because if you try to retool on the fly here, you're wasting the prime years of your goalie. So what the fuck do you do now? Because this core isn't good enough to get it done. It's what I said all along with extending Igor. And why I didn't want them to do it. Because they weren't in the position to do it. Forget about the contract for a second. You could be for it, say that he's worth the money. You could be against it like me. You could feel however you want about the contract. But there's no way you could sit here and justify to me that the Rangers were in a position to give him that contract when we knew damn well this team looked like they were on the verge of missing the playoffs to begin with. And then they hand him out the contract when it looks like you should be headed into a retool at the bare minimum, if not a rebuild. This was my problem with the contract. More than, I mean, I didn't love the contract itself, don't get me wrong, but this is my problem more than the contract to begin with. Where the fuck do you go? Because they can't beat the Blackhawks. The Blackhawks blow. And they got bent over. And wow. I'm just, I have nothing good to say. I have nothing good to say. Signing Igor, all they were doing with this is what I've said the entire time. Putting a Band-Aid on a bullet-sized wound. The issues are so deep that there's only so much Igor could do. But this team's worse without Igor. I know. I hear you. I get it. But the issues are so bad that it's not going to do anything. Man, if Juan Soto didn't sign with the Mets and he went back to the Yankees, I would be livid right now. But right now, I'm at a point where whatever. Because what do you want me to say that's different? What do you want me to do? I'm just a fan at the end of the day. There's only so much I could say, only so much I could do. And good for the fans that started booing around the 10-minute mark of the third period nonetheless. Because this team deserves to hear all of the boos right now. I don't know what is going on in Mika Zibanejad's head, but he's just flat out terrible. It's not even Now that Trouba's gone, and quite frankly, I thought Mika's contract was the worst on the team, even with Trouba here, because at least Trouba just had 2 more years. As bad as he is, Mika looks like he's 40 years old right now at age, 31? And we still got 5 or 6 years of this contract? Wow. It's bad. It's really bad. He can't do anything right. The guy cannot move the puck. The guy provides nothing offensively. He coasts in the D zone, delivers pizzas in the D zone when he's trying to get the puck out or trying to go around the boards. Lafreniere tonight, I don't know what was going through his head either. I'm not sitting here saying that I'm overly concerned about him right now because he's one of the least of the concerns right now, to tell you the truth. But he did not play good tonight. Panarin didn't. But I will tell you, as much as I am not that worried about Lafreniere, I don't love the way he plays in the D zone still. He just looks lost out there. Panarin, just about the same. None of these forwards know how to help in the defensive zone. And this team, I've never seen a team in my life get beat below the goal line as much as this one does. Every single time the puck's below the goal line. No wonder they don't dump the puck in and go forechecking and chasing. No wonder this team only utilizes the rush game. Because they don't know how to get below the goal line and win puck battles. Whether it's in their own zone, and the Blackhawks, who looked like one of the best forechecking teams in the league tonight, with how piss poor this team performs below the goal line. The Blackhawks look so good on the forecheck tonight. Because you are just that bad of a team when you have to win puck battles. They don't know how to do it. They just don't. It's beyond pathetic. These defensemen don't know how to hold the blue line in the offensive zone. In the D zone, they don't cover the points. I mean, we're talking basic fundamentals here and basic structure that a team should have that's supposedly trying to win a Stanley Cup. And the Chicago Blackhawks could do it, but you can't. I don't want to hear anything about this team winning a Stanley Cup. No. I don't. There's no structure. There's nobody looks like they're checked in right now outside of maybe Will Cooley. Will Cooley's the only guy on a nightly basis I could say giving it his all and looks good. He's the only player. Outside of that, no. Chris Kreider and Riley Smith. This is why I can't compliment that line. Casper the Ghost Kreider. Riley Smith looked checked out tonight. Second line, as much as they had offensive zone time, couldn't hit the net, number 1. Number 2, when they had to play in the D zone, putrid. Third line didn't provide you much tonight either. Outside of Will Cooley. The fourth line might have been the best line tonight, and they didn't even provide much. But that's only because Brett Berard is so good right now, and he's another guy that I could say is truly giving it all on a nightly basis. And then don't even get me started with the defense. Ryan Lindgren's just terrible. The guy is a puck-watching king. Like how Meek is supposedly a one-timer king, according to the broadcast on ESPN the other night. Ryan Lindgren's the puck-watching king. Adam Fox, Jekyll and Hyde with this guy. And then Keandre Miller. Oh, Keandre Miller tonight. He turns the puck over and just watches the first pass out of the zone lead to the odd man rush, and he's not even skating with any urgency on the back check. I mean, what are we talking about here? Schneider's losing one-on-one puck battles to Pat Maroon, of all people. And Jones and Mancini might have been your most stable D pair tonight. And even then, issues. This team's just mailing it in every night. And it's Sam Rosen's last season, nonetheless. Oh, it's sad. It's really just sad. Wow. And I don't know what you do here. I really don't know what you do. You could fire Laviolette, which I think is still on the horizon at this rate, because like I've been saying, there's only... I don't think it's a good idea. You guys know my stance on that, and I know people want him gone. I don't think it's going to solve anything. It might for the short term. Like I've said, I think all it's going to do is make things worse. I think you're going to see this team get the coaching bump for a couple of weeks, maybe a month if you're feeling generous here. And then they're going to spiral back out of control, and everyone's going to be like, well, give the coach, the new guy, a full month of training camp. Let him get used to, getting his system ironed out. Give him time. And that's going to be the new scapegoat for this core, and nothing's going to be addressed. So I don't think firing Laviolette does anything, but I think it's on the horizon, because what are you going to do? You can't replace everyone on the roster. What are you going to do? You just paid the goalie $11.5 million. What are you going to do? Rebuild now? And how are you going to attract free agents? And as much as the Canadian media is talking about how, the Trouba thing's not going to make them attract free agents, the performance on the ice might be the issue here more than that. I'm more concerned about the performance on the ice keeping players away than anything. Because I'm sorry, if I'm looking at the way Mika Zibanejad's playing on a nightly basis, and that's the number one center of a supposed cup team, no thanks. No, I'm all right. I'll go sign elsewhere. I don't know what you do here. I really don't know. You could fire Laviolette. Go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. If that's what they think is going to solve it, go ahead. But Igor should never have got that contract in a billion years. Sorry, I'm like choking here. But nonetheless, when the team is performing the way it is, it's even less. It makes even less sense that he got the contract. Like I've said for the past whatever many days it's been since Igor got the deal, they should have waited until the deadline to see where they're at before doing this. And I don't know if they did it because people are like, well, maybe it makes it easier because at least the team's getting the full contract and everything of him, and they could work that way. I don't know if that's their plan. Maybe. I could be wrong. But all I know is that it doesn't help your argument. It doesn't help the argument that players aren't going to want to come here if they just keep signing and then moving these guys. So I don't know what you do. Outside of, again, you could fire Laviolette, but it's not going to be enough. They're not beating the Blackhawks right now. And this core's been through enough coaches to tell me that who cares? They give up on whoever the coach is after a bit. We saw it with Gallant. And nonetheless, the captain, Gallant named Trouba the captain, and Trouba whined to management to push him out the door. We saw with Gallant, they just gave up after not even like a couple weeks. And again, I don't think Gallant was a great coach, but nonetheless, we saw it happen, and we're seeing it with Laviolette. This core is just what it is. And what it is a group of spineless chicken shit cowards. I don't know. I really am just lost right now with where you go, because there's so many questions, Not enough answers. And when they moved Truba, everyone's like, you do realize it's not going to solve the problems. I knew it. I said it then. I know it's not solving the problems, but it's a start to solving them. And then they turn around and give Igor an extension within hours of trading Jacob Trouba. And I said, why? It made no sense. And it really feels like there's no clear direction here of where this team could go. There's nowhere to go. No matter how many times they get in front of the microphone and tell us things will be different, they're not. No matter the memo going out there and thinking maybe it doesn't do anything, trading the captain who they supposedly love to death, not doing anything. And it's amazing because I told myself going into this, I was not going to be ranting, yelling, being as mad as I am right now. I can't help it when I'm on this mic. I just cannot help it one bit. But I can tell you right now, I will go off this stream and I will gladly put my head on the pillow knowing that I could watch at least, and I'm sorry, Yankee fans, to keep rubbing it in. I can't help it. It's just, but I could at least rest my head on the pillow knowing that I could care about the Mets at least. Because this, this is not worth my fucking time. There's only so much this is going to be worth my time at one point. Because what am I going to do? And by the way, to the Met fans that are saying don't apologize to Yankee fans, I'm apologizing to the respectful ones. The ones that aren't respectful, then I'm not sorry to them. But there are a couple of respectful Yankee fans that do watch my channel here. So I'm trying to be at least a little respectful here. But nonetheless, the Mets are far worth my time more than this crap. The Knicks, I know they're in a dogfight with the Raptors, still somehow far worth my time more than this crap. The Knicks started, 2-3 weeks after the Rangers and are about to surpass them in wins potentially tonight on the season. The Eagles are 11-2 right now. But I'm a jackass and wasting my time on this crap. I'm such a dumbass. This is what I'm choosing to waste my time on. This garbage product that they're putting out there nonstop. Just not worth my time. This is it right here. It's not becoming unwatchable. It is unwatchable. I've not sat down on the couch and enjoyed one game this year outside of maybe the opening night game against Pittsburgh. I've not enjoyed one game outside of that. It's just insane, though, that here I am, here we are, I should say, the suckers that continue to watch this crap on a nightly basis. Pathetic. And I don't know why anyone would even show up to the Garden at this rate. This team does not deserve our money. Not one bit. They are losing in every fashion. Remember when they were the comeback kids? They can't even complete a comeback. 1 goal comeback against the Blackhawks. It's just sad. It's just really sad that this is where we are with this team. That they are unwatchable on a nightly basis. It's like there's nowhere, there's no sliver of hope anywhere. There's nothing to hang your hat on right now. There's only so much Gabe Perreault is going to do for this team. And I'm excited for Gabe, but there's only so much he could do. What is he going to do? Play next to Mika Zibanejad and then get dragged down just like all the other 30 wingers that have played next to him and Kreider have? I don't know if Hagens is doing anything when this team is what it is. And where was that comment that I saw before? Where was it? These are their playoff chances as of today. But it's only December. Tell me that you just take off the Ranger goggles for 2 seconds. Not that I'm pre-arguing with people, but anyone that's going to spew that bullshit or say, oh, they're above the playoff line right now, shut up, you dumbass. Take off the goggles for just 2 seconds and watch the product on the ice and tell me that you see a playoff caliber team. And even if by some miracle they make the playoffs, what the fuck are they doing in the playoffs? It's just going to be another we're happy to be there type scenario. The only difference is they might get roundhouse kicked in the first round instead of waiting for the Eastern Conference Finals to get bounced. And Philk mentioned this when we did our 4-hour live stream a couple days ago, that with the way they're playing, it's going to be a death run to even get into the playoffs with the way they're playing at this rate. They're going to be out of gas, even if they make it. So it's like, what are we supposed to do here? What are we supposed to do? What's going on, Nick? GG's to you. Blackhawks looked unreal tonight. While the Rangers continue to just look like complete and utter wolf shit. The Ottawa's not moving, Kachuk, considering the owners whining up a storm about how the Rangers supposedly are tampering with their guy, which I don't know how a Larry Brooks article is tampering with a player, but whatever. That's a whole different thing, and it's whatever. I don't really give a shit about all that. That's such a stupid story. This is what the Rangers did, guys. This is what the Rangers did. Nick is dialed into the Hawks. A great Blackhawks fan. And again, you credit the Blackhawks, but there's something to be said. Their best performance of the season. Put that right up to the rafters with the regular season banner, you fucking assholes. Oh, I'm going insane. I'm going insane. Yeah, and Mrazek was hurt. Mrazek was hurt. Oh, this is fucking unreal. The next 3 weeks will officially sink this team. They are done. Yeah. When they start playing good competition, yeah. I mean, they're completely and utterly fucked. I would, Nick, and we'll talk about this for the next time the Rangers and Hawks play, but I'm not going to be live for too much longer. I probably got like 5 to 10 more minutes in me, but definitely next time they play each other, we'll figure something out with that. Thank you for the $5. NYR nobody. I'm sorry for your loss. My condolences. New York Rangers gone but never forgotten. I miss those guys. I can't. I'm just reading Laviolette's quote. The execution was off all night. Could be fatigue, could be mental, could be anything. Regardless, it's unacceptable. We got to be better than that. You're not going to win hockey games if you can't execute. We haven't talked about that much, but tonight execution was clearly won with the puck. We couldn't make 5-foot passes or connect on 20-foot passes coming out of our D zone or in the offensive zone. Just couldn't connect our plays. He's gone, man. I feel bad for the guy. He's gone. It's sad. He's going to lose his job over this. Lavi is the only one I'm fine with hearing it from, because that just again tells me that he is well aware, and he's a Hall of Fame coach. He's well aware of what's going on, but these players, it just tells the story again. These players just don't give a flying fuck. Oh, you're going to be at that game? All right, we'll figure out a future stream, though, together, because I definitely would want to figure that one out. And this is it. Yeah, Laviolette should just resign at this point. He should just do the Bill Belichick and resign on a napkin. Why not? Why? If they're going to give up on you, give up on them. I wouldn't even entertain and bother with this group anymore. Yeah, Kreider should be traded. I'm tired of hearing about, well, he's not the problem, but he's part of the problem. That's how deep the problems are. I've said this all along. Kreider is not, sure, he is not in the top 5 of problems, but he's still a problem, because that's how deep the problems are with this team. He has 11 points on the season. Could we give up this narrative that he's playing good enough right now? Stop. I appreciate everything he's done for this franchise. He has done a lot of good things. He's been here the longest out of any Ranger. But could we stop looking at the past at what he did and look at the now at what he's doing? He's not good enough right now. He is just not good enough. Just doing Meek as a bad chat things. This is what he's been, unfortunately. This is unfortunately what he's been this year. At least the Knicks are going to win. And yeah, he mails in efforts. He mails in efforts every single night. There's nothing that I'm seeing from Chris Kreider. Not seeing anything. And I agree with this. And this too. He's not a leader, he's a follower. That sums up this entire group, which is why I keep saying, as much as everyone loves their Lafrenières, their Will Coolies, even their Chris Kreiders, nobody in the dressing room is captain material. Nobody. They have to, if they are going to name a captain again, it has to be somebody from the outside. whether it's trading for Alex Tuck, whether it is bringing in, who was the other name we talked about? Either way, bringing someone in from the outside is the only way you can name a captain right now. Right now, no one's captain material. Who the fuck has showed any sort of sense of, symbol of leadership during this entire thing? Who? Not seeing anyone. Nope. There's no captain. And like I said, if anything, everyone that wears a letter looks like they shouldn't be wearing a letter right now. And yeah, I've seen way more passion on teams that I would go against playing Little League sports. I wouldn't even say I wouldn't say the water boy should even be the captain right now. There is no fucking captain. Not the head security guard at the Garden. Not anyone working at the concession stands. Not anybody working in the Pepsi lounge. There's no fucking captain anywhere in sight of the Garden unless it's the New York Knicks playing. No, I wouldn't even name any of the ushers captain. There's no captain in the Garden unless it's the Knicks playing. It's the only time there's a captain. I've had enough here. I've ranted. I've rambled. I've raved. This team's pathetic. They're fucking terrible. I'll see you guys in the next one. Fuck this team.